Hello viewers, I'm Major General Neelendra Kumar talking for my channel Lex Consilium Foundation and the playlist Going Strong. I'm here in conversation with Marshal V.K. Bhatia, one of the most decorated and distinguished air warriors post-independence. Now my question to you is, moving on to the internal security situation in India, a question has sometimes been asked whether air power can be used, and if so, to what extent in the case of internal security problems, say Maoist insurgency. What are your views in this regard?
You know, before I answer this question, let me say that there can be a lot of controversial answers for this.
Yes.
There are lots of people who say that they are our own people.
Yes.
Main thing we must understand, basically, air power is used against the enemy. Our Maoists are enemies. That is something.
Well, if they are killing our own people.
Yes.
Yes.
So they have to be declared as our enemies by the state. And once they have been declared as our enemies, then under certain conditions, specific conditions, I do not see any problem in choosing air power against them, provided we do not indulge in any collateral damage. That means the target must be selected properly and so on and so forth. But before that, they must be declared as enemies of state.
Yeah. Now, if I have understood correctly, that supposing this political question, a decision is taken that there is perhaps no option left but to treat them as enemy. Now, my question in that situation is that to what use or purpose can the air power would be effective to be employed against such insurgents?
You see, air power, when we talk about air power, it is fully composite version. It includes so many other things.
Yes, that's what I want you to sort of come out.
Not only firing against them. For example, transporting people, troops and so on and so forth, or casualty evacuation, or whatever you might say. There are hundreds of jobs that the air power can do with much better effect. But if you're talking in terms of attacking them with the use of air power, then we have to be very clear in your minds that first the state declares them as enemies. And secondly, when we select those targets, they are selected in such a way that there is no collateral damage.
Yes.
That is very important.
Only those military targets are...
those targets which have been declared as enemies, and also they are bereft of any possibility of incurring collateral damage. That is the important part.
Yes.
And so it can be used only under very special circumstances.
But this use should not be totally discarded just because that it is within the country.
No, there's no need for that. But one has to be very specific. And to do so, one will have to do a lot of homework to be able to make sure that we meet those requirements.
Okay. Now, I'm not sort of going into any operational secrets or classified information. In any case, both of us retired service had uniform decades back. Do you think that at that point of time, was the Air Force geared to take up such a task with adequate sort of notice?
Air Force is always geared up for any task.
Even this task?
Of course.
Yes.
Air Force is trained to take on this. But this I am saying...
Yes, you have made it very clear that political question that they are enemy, and secondly, totally rule out any scope for collateral damage.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you. We would continue the conversation with Air Marshal V.K. Bhatia.